So heading into week 15, the Washington Commanders defense is ranked number 8 in all of football, and they have really surprised everyone this season. This Washington team going into the season, I didn't have very high expectations for, and this is a team that last season did not make the playoffs. They didn't win their division. They weren't even top 2 in their division, and now I think that this team has potential to get second place and make a potential playoff run. And we've seen teams do this, like the Titans a couple years ago, the 49ers a couple years ago, and they all finished with not the greatest record. I mean, 10-7 entering the playoffs as the worst team to enter or the second worst team, and then making a little run and getting to the NFC Championship or something like that. And I could definitely see this Washington team making it. I mean, this is a young group of guys that are hungry, and I don't really see them losing easily. Like, I think they have a chance to beat any team, and they've already beat the best team in all of the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles. The only team that the Eagles have lost to this whole year is Washington, and Washington in that game looked better than them on all aspects, on the offensive side and the defensive side. So what's going on, everyone? It's Drayden here. For today's video, we're going to be talking about why I believe the Washington Commanders are a contender and why I believe that they will be making a playoff run this season. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like button, subscribe for more NFL content, and let's get into this. So yeah, as I said, the Washington Commanders defense has just been absolutely amazing, and I think that this defense has potential to carry the team as a whole. I mean, obviously the offense isn't even bad. You've got guys like terrymclaurin, who is playing like a top 5 receiver in all of the NFL. Taylor Heinecke has been great also. And you have to remember that this team's defense is not at full strength right now. I mean, Chase Young has not even returned yet, and he was a former number 2 pick, and he will be rejoining the team in week 15 next week against the New York Giants. And he's going to strengthen the group, responsible for 25 sacks with an average 82.6 QB rating and 5.9 yards per play, and obviously a 34.3% third down conversion rate, surrendering in the last 9 games. And 2 weeks to prepare for New York's Giants offense, which will be pretty easy. This Giants offense isn't too great other than Saquon Barkley. So if you can contain that run game, then I think that they will end up getting that dub there. Obviously, that Giants defense is pretty scary, so you're going to have to be able to score, and I think that they'll be able to. We saw Jahan Dotson get a touchdown in that last game. He's starting to finally play like they expected him. He was a first-round pick, so they thought that he would be good, and he's finally showing that he can actually be a great player. You've got Curtis Samuel, who is that second option wide receiver there, who can run the ball also, and he looks really good, obviously playing next to terrymclaurin. The running game is okay this season. Antonio Gibson hasn't been great, but he hasn't been bad by any means. And then Taylor Heinecke is an interesting player to talk about. Going into the season, they did not have him as their starting quarterback. They had Carson Wentz as their starter, and Carson Wentz has not been very good this year. Obviously, he didn't play every single game. He got benched, and now Taylor Heinecke has been getting some wins. He won that game against the Eagles, which was obviously his biggest win of the season, and he's been playing like a really solid starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. If a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo can be a starter in the NFL, then why can't Taylor Heinecke? I just don't understand that. Taylor Heinecke is good enough to start, and he's been good enough to start over the past couple of seasons. Yeah, he makes some mistakes, but any quarterback does, and he just looks really good. And I think that he is the type of guy to lead a team in a playoff run. And he's not a superstar, but the chemistry that he has with this group of guys is great. And he made it to the playoffs with this pretty much the exact same Washington roster as it is now back in 2020. He made a little good game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the team that ended up winning the Super Bowl that year. He made it a good game and almost ended up beating Tom Brady, and that would have been really crazy, but he just looks good, man. He's got chemistry with the team. They all love him. They all seem to love him, at least, and it's just going to be really fun to watch this team for the rest of the season. And I think that they can finish with the number 7 seed or at number 6 seed. I think they can finish with the 6 seed, play a team like the Vikings or something, and who knows what can happen. This Vikings team has been losing to not great teams. They lost today to the Detroit Lions, who are not bad, but they're not great. They lost to the Cowboys. They got killed by the Cowboys. And then they lost to the Eagles. So this team can lose. They've been in very, very close games. Obviously, last season they lost like almost every single close game that they were in. This season they've been better about that, but still they've lost in very close games. And I think that if you put them against a team like Washington, I would take Washington getting the upset and winning that. If you were to play the 49ers, that's going to be harder. You can get to the quarterback. Obviously, if Brock Purdy's playing, he's not bad, but he's not great. I think you can. I don't know about the Niners. They're a great defense. But if you can play a team like the Vikings, man, I think that you're capable of winning that, and I would take them. I would take them with the upset. So that's all I really wanted to talk about in today's video. If you enjoyed and you want more 49ers and Washington Commanders videos, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I'm out. Peace.